Down in Miami now, Giannis and the era in Milwaukee officially comes to an end yesterday as the trade to send the two-time MVP to the Heat was completed. Giannis' time in Milwaukee sees him named a 10-time All-Star, Finals MVP, led the team to the 2021 NBA Championship, but after 13 seasons, he is now taking his talents to South Beach.
I'm scared of change. I'm scared that the grass is not always greener. I'm scared of, I have things, people love me here, people respect me here, people allow me to be myself here in the city, and I'm scared that I might never find that ever again. I see guys playing deep into the playoffs, and I think I'm like, okay, maybe if I switch teams and I go somewhere else and I have a better opportunity, I can play deep in the playoffs. I can go try to chase another championship because I really want that. And I'm scared that maybe if I don't take that decision, that when I'm going to be 37, 38 years old, hopefully, and I'm retiring, I'm going to say, why you didn't take that risk?
As for the Celtics, they tried to trade for Giannis by offering up Jaylen Brown and some picks, but after the Heat secured that bag instead, Boston traded JB to the Sixers for Paul George, 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. This comes after Brown had his best season statistically, finishing 6th in MVP voting. Yesterday, Celtics GM Brad Stevens spoke for the first time on why they decided to move on without him.
We're not up here to defend ourselves in this decision that is going to certainly be scrutinized. We're okay with that, but we're more so dealing with the emotions of Jaylen not being here, just like you are.
Does this trade make the Celtics better next year?
We'll find out.
3-time MVP Nikola Jokic telling reporters yesterday that he'll probably wait until next offseason when he's eligible to sign a more lucrative extension with the Nuggets. He'll make $59 million next season, has a player option for the 27-28 campaign. Right now, he can negotiate a 4-year, $278 million extension. Next offseason, that goes to 5 and 3.
Into HQ Spotlight, I'm Emily Proud, and yeah, this is usually a 2-host show, but I'm all you got today, and I appreciate you deciding to tune in. Now, hopefully, that choice was easier to make than what LeBron James is currently facing. It's the Decision 2026. That's right. Time, well, it's a flat circle. We are back, anxiously awaiting the Kings' next move, and our guy, Sam Quinn from CBSSports.com, made the pitch for the 29 other teams and ranked his favorites. These are some oldies but goodies on here. Could LeBron make a return to Cleveland or maybe the Heat? Now, speaking of old, what about teaming up with Steph Curry and the Warriors? Sorry, had to, right there. We got some fun questions, but they're just questions until we get those answers. So let's welcome in the aforementioned Sam Quinn. John Gonzalez here with us, having some fun today on this Friday. And Sam, your Cavs #1 team. The pitch is all about telling the kid from Akron to just come on home. Why do you think this is the best pitch in your eyes?
Well, that's where it all started, and I think that's where it should probably end, at least if you're looking for that storybook kind of answer. The question here, I think, is about, money, because they don't have that much of it to dangle. Is he willing to take a minimum salary? It seems like he's open-minded. And then the next question is basketball, right? Do they have the defense that they're going to need to seriously compete for a championship after losing Dean Wade, after losing Keon Ellis? Maybe there's a trade. They have a little bit of draft capital left. They've got some contracts to work with. Could they improve the roster? If you want to get really ambitious, I'm looking at the Wizards and saying, do you guys really need Anthony Davis? Can we throw Jared Allen your way? Can we throw some of these other contracts your way? Maybe there's something they could do to beef up the roster a little bit and get themselves across the finish line. You can go back to the East. You can go home. I think LeBron is aware enough of his legacy to understand that if he goes to a 4th team and doesn't win another title, there's going to be a little bit of backlash. But if he goes back to Cleveland, nobody is going to complain.
Yeah, this one works for a lot of different reasons, because that homecoming the 3rd time is the charm. You go back, you finish out your career and have that really good feel-good moment, like that sports movie moment about LeBron going back to the Cavaliers again. And then just from a fit-wise, I mean, Donovan Mitchell and Harden, Mobley, and Allen with LeBron, yes and please. And we're going to talk about a bunch of these different teams that LeBron could potentially choose. And Rich Paul did a little whiteboard situation earlier with Max Kellerman, and the Cavs were one of them, where if you add in LeBron, immediately they move to the front of the pack for contenders, not just in the Eastern Conference, but in the NBA writ large. So yeah, the Cavs are absolutely on his mind right now.
Yeah, round 3 sure sounds good to me. I already got the old joke out of the way when it comes to the Warriors, but Sam, in your pitch, you wrote, quote, Steph Curry is your only historical peer in the NBA. I mean, why do you like the idea of these former rivals teaming up 8 years after they shared the floor in the finals?
Yeah, it's sort of the NBA equivalent of a midlife crisis, right? It's like a guy in his 40s buying a sports car. You're not doing it because it's responsible. You're not doing it because you think you need to do it. You're doing it because it would be really fun and it would be really cool. That's it. That's the pitch. The Warriors are not a championship caliber team. They do not have a path based on the players that we know to be available today to building a championship caliber team, right? Maybe they could have traded for Kawhi Leonard. They didn't. Apparently, the Wizards are not eager to trade them Anthony Davis. We don't know if there are any other stars available they could pursue. When you're talking about free agency at this level, surprising guys can become available. I'm thinking about the Clippers trading for Paul George out of nowhere all those years ago to get Kawhi. Maybe there's some other guy they can go out and get to entice him, but you're not doing this because you think the Warriors have some great chance at winning a title. You're doing it because playing with Stephen Curry would be so cool.
It would be so cool. This has been my whole pitch the entire time, which I don't know that it necessarily makes them championship contenders. It might if everybody is healthy and everybody is out there, and that includes Steph and Draymond and Kristaps Porzingis, who's had his own injury issues and health issues. And Sam, I'm not quite sure that I buy that the Wiz aren't actually going to part with Anthony Davis, but whether or not it was Anthony Davis or Jimmy Butler, there's injury issues there too. But put all that aside, just seeing Steph and LeBron James play together would be absolutely amazing. And Emily, you mentioned their age. LeBron's going to be 42 in December. Steph's going to be 38 in March. If this thing is going to happen, it has to happen now. And independent of whether or not it levels them up into making them actual contenders, I just want to see this. We all want to see this. We saw it in the Olympics. It was super fun. They won a gold medal. Just from an aesthetics and an entertainment standpoint, yes and please.
And think about the ticket sales. Anytime the Warriors come to town, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny to see those two legends compete alongside each other. All right, we got another opportunity for a reunion. Sam, you're pitching the Heat. They just added Giannis. That'll definitely be part of the pitch, as is, I don't know, teaming up with Spo. So why does this make sense for all parties involved?
Yeah, the Heat definitely need more offense, right? They signed Tim Hardaway Jr., let Anthony Simons sign with the Sixers. They do not have the shot creation that they're going to need outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you're LeBron and you're looking for the right organization to spend your final year or your final 2 years with, the Heat are so historically competent that you can go there and feel like they're going to manage this properly. They're not going to make dumb mistakes. We're not going to find ourselves in the media for bad reasons. I'm going to go there. We're going to get the most out of this team. Do we need to get some more shooting? Yeah. Do we need to get some more depth? Yeah. There are questions, of course, but you're playing with an MVP caliber player in Giannis Antetokounmpo. You're playing with an all-universe defensive player in Bam Adebayo, so you could kind of coast a little bit on that end of the floor. But more than anything, you're playing for an organization of professionals. You're playing for an organization that knows what it's doing.
Yeah, this